Hello all my dear students, welcome back to Prudence Coaching. How are you all? Are you all ready for the summary of Act 3 Scene 2 of Julius Caesar? Yes, let's start. When Brutus and Cassius appear at the forum amidst a throng of citizens. The forum is full of excited men who are agitated after the death of their beloved Caesar. They angrily demand the reason for his death. Brutus decides to control half the mob, while Cassius controls the other half. Brutus addresses his half of the crowd in a logical but unappealing manner. His style is laconic and spartan. People listen to him because they know he is upright. He tells them that he loved Caesar, but he loves Rome and the freedom of its citizens even more. He had to kill Caesar because he had become ambitious and wanted to make the Roman citizens his slaves. The citizens are convinced with Brutus' speech. They want Brutus to be crowned king. They decide to honor him by carrying him home in a procession. Brutus tells them to stay and hear what Mark Antony has to say. Antony addresses a crowd which has been swayed by Brutus. Swayed means influenced. The crowd shouts that Caesar was a tyrant. Antony assures the crowd that he has come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. He tells the crowd that he will try to be as logical as Brutus. He accepts that Brutus spoke with honorable intention when he called Caesar ambitious. If Caesar was ambitious, then he truly deserved to die. He then reminds them that Caesar had filled the state with ransom received from freeing captives. Caesar wept whenever the poor cried. Does that amount to ambition? Yet Brutus says that he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He reminds the crowd how Caesar had refused the crown thrice during the feast of Lupercal. Did he refuse the crown due to ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and surely he is an honorable man. Antony tells the crowd that he does not wish to disprove Brutus. He only wishes to speak what he knows. He reminds the crowd that they all loved Caesar for very good reasons. He wonders what prevents them from mourning for him. He wonders if men have lost their power to think. After saying this, Antony seeks crowd's permission to pause. His heart is in the coffin with Caesar's body. He must wait till it returns to him. As Antony takes a theatrical pause, the crowd is slowly swayed in his direction. Antony knows now he has them. It only remains for them to excite them to anger. Antony incites the crowd in a systematic manner. He uses every device known to oratory, irony, passion, flattery, ridicule, and finally material reward. He shows the crowd Caesar's will, but he refuses to read it to them just yet. He flatters the crowd who demands to hear what is written in the will. Antony descends from the platform and shows the blood-soaked body of Caesar to the crowd. He connects the assassins to the various holes in Caesar's cloak. It may be an unscrupulous act of purposeful incitement, but it is sufficient to rouse the crowd to anger. Once the mob observed the fact that the conspirators had indulged in mutiny, Antony tells those present to protect their interest and show gratitude to their greatest benefactor. He then decides that it's time to read Caesar's will. He tells the crowd that Caesar has left 75 drachmas for every citizen of Rome. He has left all his famous garden across the Tiber for public use. The crowd is sufficiently incensed to become a senseless mob. They seize benches, chairs, and anything wooden and place them one on top of the other in a pyre. They place Caesar's body on it. They snatch torches from the pile and rush to set fire to the houses of the assassins. Antony is thoroughly satisfied with what he sees. He decides it is time for the words uttered by him to take effect. He knows mischief is at work. He decides to let it take whatever course it desires. A servant arrives and tells Antony that Octavius Caesar has already arrived in Rome. He is in Caesar's house along with Lepidus. Antony is pleased that Octavius Caesar has arrived at the most opportune moment for him. He decides to visit Octavius Caesar. The servant informs Antony that Brutus and Cassius were fleeing like mad men from the gates of Rome. Antony feels that they may have learnt how he stirred the passions of people of Rome. So with this we come to the end of the summary. In the next class we will be starting with the question answer. If you find the content of this video helpful, do like, subscribe and share this video with your friends, and to get notification of newly uploaded important videos of our channel you need to click on the bell icon.